popped up. I had to take care of them real quick. But anywho, as the title implies, and if I'm constantly fiddling with my camera, that's because it's on my tripod for the first time. So sorry if it keeps moving around. I'm just trying to get into its ideal spot. That way it doesn't tip over or whatever. And as you can see, I'm having a little trouble with it, but I think I've got it in a decent spot as of now. But as the title implies, I'm going to be looking at a knockoff train, and this is it right here. Hey, it focused. So, yeah, hello, white idiot. I feel a little weird in saying that, but that is your YouTube name, so that's fine. Let me just change it to where I can see all chat. There we go. Hello, everyone. Yay, more people coming in. Awesome. So let's take a look. I'm going to be reading what it says. It has some of the, the hallmarks of being a knockoff. Hello, GWR5320. So here's what it says. It says weight 82,000, and that sounds like mystery units because it could be pounds or tons. It says power and speed. And then this one here says most new style steam locomotive. That is definitely a knockoff read if I ever read one. Each railway. There's an each railway? I didn't know that. Let's take a look at the bottom here. Batteries going here. I believe it's 4 AA batteries. And you have the screw right here. And there's where the gear is. And it looks like you can actually take the gear, this gear piece off. Unscrew it. I'm not going to do it on camera. There's the gear mechanism right there. And I think that's weird. There's like you can see an outline of a square right here, but I don't know what that's for. And I don't see the Made in China. There's the back. It's the cab right here. I think this is supposed to be a sandbox. Sometimes sandboxes can be like down here, or they could be mounted on top of the boiler. Yeah. Power and speed. It's speed and power there they got wrong. Yeah, no kidding. But this is a sandbox, but it's got some holes. The power switch is right here, but I'm surprised it's finally focusing. But you can see that there's a lot of overspray. There's a little bit of overspray, like on this piece right here. I think that's in real life, that's an external water heater. I don't know what these are. These look like magnetic coils. Don't know what that is. This would normally be like a cereal place, like where it was built in real life, like Lima, Baldwin, or Alco. Here's the front. It's got the cow catcher on the front. And I have to say, that's actually pretty well made. I don't want to break it, but it can bend a little bit. So it's made out of a fairly good material. It's not like your super El Cheapo plastic that breaks the moment you, breathe on it. So that's good. It's got a little light right here. Surprised it's not up here in the headlight where it should be. And it has one of those big spark arrestor smokestacks. I recognize that. This is the boiler, I believe. This has to be the boiler. That's the sandbox back here. But here's an interesting bit. I don't know if that's a bell, but I can pull, that comes right off. Hello, choking hazard. But there's no choking hazard. There's no warning on this thing. But that down there looks like you could put smoke fluid in there. Oops. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm having a little trouble keeping this thing sturdy. It's a tripod, but sometimes it tips over and it really irritates me. I wish it wouldn't, but it does. Let's see if I can squish it down. If I have to hold it, I'm sorry. But yeah, a whole lot of gold. I need to mention the paint. Again, I'm just trying to make sure that this thing doesn't tip over, or yeah, because it's my first time using a tripod of sorts, and the tripod likes to tip over, which is really annoying. Anyway, yeah, what I was saying is that this could be right here, a smoke box door, and there's a little something down there that could be like a heater. Maybe this thing can take smoke fluid. I don't know. But this part right here can easily come off, become a choking hazard. Next thing you know, a child is full of dead because they, pop that off. Boom. It just comes right out. I'm surprised that, this is being sold in the United States. I got this a couple years ago. Didn't get a chance to review it. A lot of gold painting, as you can see. It has that hallmark sound of being a little bit cheap, especially in the wheels. Like this right here, this is how I've always known it to be a knockoff, is whenever you see a thing like this, if you ever watch my model railroad videos, this piece right here is always connected to like another wheel, and these parts all move. This here is just like one piece, and I can bend this. You know, I can bend this no problem. You can see right here. I can bend that and probably break it. I'm not going to do that. These wheels are independently moving. There is a traction wheel on here, but it is a very, very small traction wheel if I bring it into the camera here. And sorry again if it's blurry. But there's a tiny ring of rubber right here, so this probably means, because I don't have any track with me, it means that it can actually grip. And there's a screw here, you know, that can easily come out. Oh, I'm actually turning it. Yeah, you can see here the gears are engaged, so I'm not even putting that much effort into it, and it's moving on its own. Ugh, that just sounds bad. Those little holes are on that up here. Let's look at the cab. The windows look nice, but you can kind of see the motor inside there. The motor's back here. Or the battery compartment is in the cab. What I find funny, though, is look, there's no windows. There's no windows. So if this was a real locomotive, you would not be able to see out of here. You have to be leaning out these windows here. You'd have to, like, bust open the windows and be like, I can't see anything or whatever. And I'm guessing this was sold with a set, but I never found the set. But now that I know, let's see if this works, because, let's see. Yeah, okay, it's actually connected. But now it just looks like the wheels are turning in sync, like the driving rods. But this does have sound. Thankfully, it doesn't have any music. Let's see. I actually have something to say where it has tracks and cars, but it's still a knockoff. Huh. I like to see that. Let me talk about the paint real quick. I'm noticing a lot of overspray. Like, you'll see right here, there's this ring of gold around pretty much all the gold parts. That's because whoever decided to paint this just did a really bad job. Like, look, there's nothing right there where there should be gold right there. Let's turn it on. I don't know if this thing's gonna move on the fabric here. Let's give it a try. It's gonna be kind of loud too, and I'm also gonna show the front. Okay, here we go. Are you gonna move? Nope, you're stuck. He's stuck in the mud. But what's interesting is that it has a different, if you listen, it's actually got a couple different speeds to it, which is actually kind of neat. You can hear it too. It's got a different speed. It's got like a couple different, oh, there it goes. Well, kind of. See if I can flatten this here. Hey, it kind of works. You just have to flatten it. Run away! Yeah, it kind of works if I can stretch it out a little bit. Okay, let's see. Will it come back? Come on. Yeah, I have to stretch out the blanket here, and then it moves. But yeah, it has the generic. It's got some power to it. It really does. I'm surprised. Oh, there we go. Put a little too much pressure. Stall. It's not too bad. It doesn't. Yeah, it has the generic crossing sound. It doesn't have that Thomas and Friends generic whistle either. Alright, see you later, white idiot. I know that sounds weird for me to say, but that's what your YouTube name is. Alright, let's turn that off. But yeah, this thing has different speeds to it, which is actually kind of surprising. I'm not going to break this thing, but what's interesting is that the light fixture is right here when it should be up in the headlight, which I'm like, why? Why would you build it like that? I mean, I do want to open this up and see what's inside it, but at the same time, I don't want to do that. But having a feel of this train, like you guys have seen my model railroading videos, this thing feels absolute crap in comparison to like my other models. Those ones are very well built. They're smaller, but they're more robust. They're not going to fall apart in your hands because they're well made. This thing just looks like someone just was like, okay, give me that. Blah. Okay, it's done. You know, they'll do that. This thing just, it's a knockoff of some kind of engine. I don't know if it's a knockoff of a real, you know, again, this bit right here just drives me nuts. I don't know if this is a, you know, a knockoff of something or what, but, yeah, this is my second knockoff video I've made of something like this. The first one was done a couple of years ago called The Ripoff, when I took a look at that D51 knockoff, and that was in, when I was down in Mexico vacationing. I found that for, like, a couple of dollars, so to speak, even though it was like 100 pesos. But yeah, I wanted to take a look at this. It sounds okay. It looks like it looks really bad though. It doesn't look bad, but it just looks like your generic train. But with all those reeds, you can see them now. You can tell that this was a knockoff. I might try doing something like this in the future with Thomas and Friends, given what's been going on. I might just do that. And you know, it's again pretty robust plastic. It's not gonna break apart so easy. It's kind of well made. But then again, it's a knockoff of some kind. See you guys in the next video.